After retirement, most people picture a life filled with freedom. Long mornings, slow afternoons, and plenty of time to sip tea with friends and laugh about the old days. It feels like the perfect reward after years of rushing between work and responsibilities. You finally have the time to visit more often, catch up on everything you've missed, and soak in that warm, familiar company. At first, it's bliss. You're meeting friends more than you ever could before. The conversations are lively, the memories sweet, and the connection comforting. But here's where it gets interesting. Something subtle can begin to happen, and you may not even notice it at first. That spark you felt in the early weeks, the joy of anticipation, it can quietly fade when visits become too frequent. What once felt special starts to feel routine, and routines, even pleasant ones, can lose their magic. There's a strange truth about friendships. A little space can make them stronger. When you don't see someone every few days, you arrive with fresh stories, real updates, and genuine excitement. The laughter feels fuller, the conversations richer. But when the visits are constant, topics run dry, stories repeat, and you might leave feeling like nothing new happened. Sometimes, without meaning to, too much closeness can wear away the shine. And then there's overfamiliarity. The tiny habits you never noticed before suddenly stand out. Maybe your friend has a way of interrupting mid-sentence, or perhaps you hum without realizing it. These little quirks are harmless until they're seen every other day. Suddenly, they're not so easy to overlook. And here's the tricky part. Your friend might feel the same way about you. It's not just about emotional space either. Your body and mind need more rest as you age. Constantly being on the go, driving to meet someone, hosting at home, or staying out late can drain your energy without you realizing it. Retirement should be as much about protecting your peace as it is about staying social. Without enough quiet time for yourself, you risk feeling tired, overstimulated, and less present when you actually are with friends. And let's not forget, not everyone will say when they need space. Your visits might be lovely, but your friends could be juggling their own family matters, health challenges, or personal time. When you show up too often, they might feel torn between wanting to see you and needing to rest, which can quietly strain the friendship. Here's the part most people overlook. Giving friendships breathing room actually protect them. Meeting less often makes every visit feel like a little celebration, something to look forward to, something worth remembering. It keeps the bond warm, the stories fresh, and the laughter genuine. In retirement, quality truly does matter more than quantity. The second, another big reason to avoid visiting friends too often after retirement is the toll it can quietly take on your body and mind. At this stage of life, your energy doesn't bounce back as quickly as it used to. Even simple things like driving across town, sitting for hours, or keeping up with long conversations can leave you more tired than you realize. That tiredness might not hit you right away, but over time, it builds, stealing energy you could be using for other things you love, like walking in the fresh air, tending your garden, or just enjoying a slow morning at home. Here's the thing. After retirement, your body's needs change. You need more balance, more rest, and more quiet moments to keep yourself healthy. Constant outings, even the fun ones, can chip away at that balance. Before you know it, small aches show up, your sleep gets restless, and you just don't feel as refreshed. It's easy to believe that staying busy is always good for you, but too much social activity, without enough recovery time, can actually leave you feeling drained instead of fulfilled. And it's not just your body. Your mind needs downtime too. Talking with friends can be uplifting, but if the visits are constant, the conversations sometimes get repetitive or heavy. You may find yourself carrying their stress, worries, or complaints without even realizing it. Over time, that can weigh you down, leaving you anxious or low energy. Retirement should be a season of peace, and protecting your mental space is just as important as protecting your physical health. There's also the quiet joy of being alone. Time to read, cook, plant flowers, or simply sit with a cup of tea and watch the world go by. These moments don't just fill the hours, they recharge you. Without them, your days can start to feel like they belong to everyone but you. Even the act of getting ready for a visit, dressing up, arranging transport, dealing with traffic, navigating stairs, can be surprisingly tiring when it happens too often. Cutting back on visits doesn't mean you're less social. It means you're protecting your energy, so that when you do meet friends, you arrive with a clear mind, a rested body, and a warm heart, ready to enjoy every minute. The third. Another reason to limit how often you visit friends after retirement has nothing to do with energy and everything to do with your wallet. We don't usually think of friendly get-togethers as costly, but they can quietly add up. A few cups of tea here, a quick lunch there, fuel for the car, or bus fare, it might seem small in the moment. But over weeks and months, those little expenses can grow into a surprising total. Most people after retirement live on a fixed income, a pension, savings, or investments meant to last for years. That money isn't just for daily needs, but also for the unexpected. Health bills, home repairs, family emergencies. Frequent outings, even modest ones, can slowly eat into that safety net without you realizing it. There's also the unspoken cost of hospitality. When you visit a friend, they often feel the need to serve tea, snacks, or even a meal. And when they come to you, you probably feel the same. These gestures are lovely, but they're not free. Over time, if visits happen too often, the spending can start to feel like a quiet burden, especially if one friend's finances are tighter than the others. Then there's temptation spending. A simple coffee meetup can turn into a bit of shopping, an unplanned cafe stop, or a paid activity. These moments are fun, but when they happen regularly, they can put a dent in your budget. And in retirement, financial peace is just as important as physical and emotional health. Meeting less often doesn't mean losing connection. It means making your time together more intentional. You can plan for a special lunch, a day trip, or a shared activity that feels like a treat, without it becoming a weekly expense. This way, the visit feels like something to look forward to, not just another routine outing. By being mindful of how often you go out, and the hidden costs that come with it, you're protecting your financial security, avoiding unnecessary stress, and making sure your retirement years stay joyful, balanced, and worry-free. The fourth. Another reason to avoid visiting friends too often after retirement is they can quietly push aside your personal routines and hobbies, the very things that make your retirement feel rich and fulfilling. Having free time is one thing, but how you spend it is what truly shapes your happiness. If most of your days are spent traveling to see friends or hosting them, you might find there's little space left for the activities you once dreamed about doing when you had more time. Think back to when you were working. Maybe you pictured retirement mornings painting at the kitchen table, tending to your garden, losing yourself in a good book, learning a new skill, or simply sipping tea on the porch without rush. These moments aren't just pleasant. They feed your creativity, your health, and your sense of self. But when social visits crowd your schedule, it's surprisingly easy to start postponing these personal joys. You tell yourself, I'll get to it next week, but next week fills up too. And before you know it, months have passed. Hobbies aren't just a way to pass the time. They keep your mind active, your body moving, and your independence strong. Whether it's cooking, exercising, or practicing a craft, these personal pursuits give you something that no social gathering can replace: the satisfaction of investing in yourself. And here's the catch. If you let constant socializing take over, these habits can quietly fade, leaving you less energized and less fulfilled. There's also the matter of flexibility. One of the joys of retirement is the ability to be spontaneous, to decide on a whim to take a short trip, join a class, or spend the afternoon doing absolutely nothing. But if you're always penciled in for meetups, your days start to feel less like the open, free life you imagined and more like a calendar of obligations. Balancing your social time with personal time doesn't mean you're less friendly. It means you're honoring both parts of your life. When you protect your own space, you show up to friendships more refreshed, more interesting, and more present. That's the kind of balance that makes retirement truly satisfying. The fifth. The last reason to limit frequent visits to friends is one that's easy to overlook: emotional dependency. Friendships in retirement can be a wonderful source of laughter, support, and connection. But if they become the main or only focus of your days, you might find yourself leaning on them too much for your happiness. It can happen so quietly. You start feeling that your mood depends on whether your friend is free that week. If they cancel or seem distant, you feel disappointed, maybe even rejected. Before long, being alone feels uncomfortable, and your peace of mind starts depending on someone else's availability. The truth is, even the best friends have their own lives, families, and responsibilities. And if your world revolves solely around them, you risk feeling unsettled when they're not around. This kind of dependency can put strain on the friendship too. If one person feels like the other is leaning on them for constant emotional support, they might start to feel pressure they can't put into words. They may pull back, not because they care less, but because they need to protect their own time and energy. That distance can cause misunderstandings and hurt feelings, all from a dynamic neither of you intended. Retirement is already a time of big emotional change. You're adjusting to new routines, a different sense of purpose, and sometimes even a shift in identity now that work isn't the center of your life. Friends can be a huge comfort during this time, but relying on them to fill every emotional gap can keep you from building happiness in other areas, like hobbies, family, volunteering, or self-care. When you have multiple sources of joy, you don't feel lost if one isn't available. You can enjoy your own company, fill your days with meaning, and look forward to seeing friends without needing to see them to feel okay. That's emotional independence, and it's just as valuable in retirement as financial independence. Healthy friendship should add to your happiness, not be the only thing holding it up. By keeping the balance, you protect both your peace of mind and the closeness of your friendships for years to come. As you can see, friendships are one of life's greatest treasures, especially in retirement. They bring laughter, comfort, and connection. But even the best things in life need balance. Visiting friends too often might feel harmless at first, but over time it can quietly take away the excitement of seeing each other, tire out your body and mind, drain your budget without you noticing, crowd out your personal hobbies, and even create a kind of emotional dependence that neither of you intended. Retirement is your time to live in a fuller, richer way, and that means giving equal value to social time, personal time, rest, and self-growth. When you meet friends less often but with more intention, every moment feels fresh, joyful, and worth remembering. You give each other the space to live your own lives, so that when you do come together, there's new energy, new stories, and genuine excitement. This balance protects not only your health and your peace of mind, but also the warmth and quality of your friendships for years to come. Remember, it's not about seeing friends every day. It's about making every meeting count. If you've enjoyed this conversation and want more practical, heartwarming tips for making your retirement the happiest chapter of your life, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Tap the notification bell so you never miss an update, and give this video a like. It truly helps us keep bringing you content that makes a difference.